Wineries are also hosting virtual tastings to stay connected with their customers. And I caught up this week with Ross Halleck from Halleck Vineyards from his winery in Sonoma, California. And he talked about how to think about your customers when considering building a virtual community.
Well, I think they need to think about their customers as people. That is the first, that's the first threshold. So if you're, in a transaction with somebody and and that transaction is mutually beneficial, there's gratitude that comes with that. And the idea of building community is just extending that gratitude and extending that experience of gratitude to everyone who you are doing transactions with. And I think that certainly it's more, I guess, natural or obvious in the hospitality business, which is what I am in, because there are these human experiences. But in any given business exchange, there is a personal element. And I think putting emphasis on that personal element is the first step to building community. And that would be the advice that I have, is think of everyone as a person.
Now, for the full interview, go to my website at bobcooney.com and click on the Being Virtual show. And make sure to sign up for my blog, because we're going to be holding a virtual tasting later this month. And I'll give you notification of when that's going to happen. It's in about 2.5 weeks over the weekend. And Ross is going to join us, and we're going to give you a selection of wine that you can hopefully get in your local neighborhood. And he's going to be holding a wine tasting with cheese and chocolate. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I also spoke to Gameworks CEO Phil Kaplan this week. So now we're in this Phil Kaplan, who is the captain of Gameworks, about how they're staying connected with their audience during the shutdown that has taken their revenue essentially to zero. So now we're in this global pandemic, and there's a real paradox here for your business that a lot of others in the FEC industry don't have, which is, you've got people locked in their homes so they can't come to your venue. But professional, and so therefore professional sports is shut down, right? And been watching, video gaming is growing across the world now at record rates, which was already a fast growing market. And now you've got professional athletes stepping into esports, and it's really come to the forefront with racing. And I know you guys are playing around with the iRacing. And so you've got Fox and NBC, these main broadcast channels now people start for content. And so they're broadcasting NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, even dirt car now I see Fox is getting into, and broadcasting on television. Like, how are you guys playing around that, and how are you using kind of that iRacing thing to stay connected with your customers while they're shut down?
Yeah, well, we've been, our model, as you pointed out, I mean, because these are games that you can play via a connected environment, whether it's PC or console, you can play the same game at home. So that's where that becomes a competitive advantage, is that we can run a slate of online events instead of in-venue events. And so we've been doing that. And those events have been basically full to capacity that we've put up for each event. We set up a tournament bracket, and they're full. There's demand, and so in the I guess national or aggregate, video game play is up 75%, and alcohol sales are up 50% since the pandemic. Unfortunately, venue revenue is basically down 100% for everybody. So, and
you can drink and drive in virtual racing, though maybe you shouldn't if it's competitive.
That is true. Yeah.
Now, check out my website for the entire interview with El Capitan, Phil Kaplan. Sorry, Phil, I just gave you a new nickname. Hopefully it sticks or not. We cover the growing esports trend and the intersection of esports and location-based entertainment. Now, the common thread to these conversations was really community. And there's a great website called CMX Hub, the CMX Community Engagement Group. And if you go to cmxhub.com, you can check up their community engagement cycle. But building community is all about identity, trust, participation, and reward. And in this time, trust is super important. And so I want you to think about how to build trust with your community right now is about offering something of value and asking for nothing in exchange.